Hello, once again, this is Dumont, and I want to do a quick review for you guys. This is WWE, the Undertaker figure. Basically, he's very, very articulated. He's about the size of a G.I. Joe figure, so let me bring out this guy right here, Cobra Viper Commando, as you can see, and here is the Undertaker. The recent G.I. Joes seem a little bit bigger, slightly bigger than their previous counterparts. And as you can see here, size-wise, the Undertaker and this guy it seems pretty close in size. They're a good match. Articulation, the knees are very similar. As you can see, he has that double jointed knee, so he could bring his foot all the way back like this. His feet right here are actually like on it can go circular, and it can kind of it can go front and back slightly like this, and then it can rotate. So that's pretty awesome right there. The thighs can rotate like this, and then plus he could just rotate the whole legs like this. His waist moves that way, and then his mid torso does this up and down motion like this. Shoulders, forearms, and the bicep actually rotates there, and the shoulder itself will rotate. So the articulation is fantastic. His head can rotate around, and I think it slightly moves up and down. The hair, which might be a concern right here, is actually made of very soft plastic, so it does not get in the way of moving his head around at all. So that was very ingenious that they did that. Very detailed. The hair looks like hair. Oh yeah, and the wrists actually, his wrists can actually move around like this. So that's some extra detail that a regular G.I. Joe doesn't have, and he can also rotate the actual wrist part right there. So I guess that's kind of like a forearm rotation. The detail on this guy is really, really awesome. You can see that he has the like a skull, like a demonic skull on his leg right here. On the other side, same thing. And then of course, his tats. He's all inked up on the arms and stuff right there. Very detailed, over here. And I even caught some on his neck and stuff. So they did a really, really good job with that. To make it as close as possible. It really does look like The Undertaker, in my opinion. So how is he compared to a G.I. Joe? Articulation in some ways almost seems more and better. The only thing is, it's kind of funny. In a way, it's almost realistic because his biceps are so freaking huge. He has trouble bringing his arms in, and also when you bring him up, it's hard for him to make the arms straight. As you can see, it's like a V shape, and the same thing with the bottom motion right here. It stays in this like permanently V shape right there. So I guess that's kind of realistic, because he's so, the figure is such a muscle head, right? He is very, very buff looking, probably as buff as any of the buffest G.I. Joes that you can find, any of the really built guys. I remember guys like Road Pig and stuff like that, and this guy will measure up with the best of those guys. He's really strongly built. How else is he different? Of course, he does not have a hole in the back, so there's no backpack that you can put on. He does not have a hole in his foot, so he can't stand, like this guy over here. So I guess accessory-wise, those are the biggest holes that he has. And also because he's a wrestler, I mean, his hands are like in this permanently open position. They're meant for grabbing and grappling. Whereas to this hand is meant for holding. I have heard of people complaining about the new hands, that they don't like the way they are, but actually I think it looks good. It looks like an in-between. He could be holding a knife. He could be holding a gun ready to pull the trigger, or he could be ready to punch, or he could be grabbing. It's a multi faceted design right there, and it's I guess it goes back to the whole kung fu grip type thing, way back when G.I. Joe was back in its way early years. So anyway, the hands, like I said, are different. This guy is a hand-to-hand combat fighter, whereas the GI Joe is a weapon, uses weapons. So that's the main difference. Size-wise, totally compatible. You know, I think there's a few WWE figures that are that would be very nice to add to your GI Joe collection.